In our last video here on Modern Man Mosaic,
We looked at the 5 undeniable times Jesus explicitly claimed to be God. But let's be honest, anyone can make a massive claim.
the real question is, did he back it up? Only one man in human history claimed to be the creator of the universe, was publicly executed, and then walked out of his own grave 3 days later. Today we are talking about the ultimate mic drop, the historical resurrection of Jesus Christ. And it is not just a fairy tale. It is a historical fact. First, look at the empty tomb. The enemies of Jesus, the religious leaders and the Roman Empire, wanted the Christian movement dead on arrival. All they had to do to stop it was produce his body, and Christianity would have ended that exact day. But they couldn't. The tomb was completely empty. Even his fiercest enemies had to admit it, which is why they had to invent a rumor that the disciples stole the body. You don't make up a cover story if the tomb isn't empty. Second, the eyewitnesses. Jesus didn't just appear to 1 or 2 people in a secret room. The Apostle Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 15 that the risen Jesus appeared to over 500 people at the exact same time. And Paul boldly wrote that most of those people were still alive, basically saying to his readers, if you don't believe me, go ask them yourself. You do not write a public letter challenging people to cross-examine 500 living eyewitnesses if the event never happened. Third, look at the absolute transformation of the disciples. When Jesus was arrested, his followers were terrified cowards. They ran away and hid behind locked doors to save their own lives. But just a few weeks later, these exact same men were standing in the streets of Jerusalem, looking at the very people who executed Jesus, boldly declaring that he is the risen king. What changed? They saw a dead man walking. Almost all of these disciples were eventually tortured and executed for this message. Brother, men might die for a lie they think is true, but nobody willingly dies for a lie that they personally invented. Our faith is not built on a dead philosopher. It is built on a living, breathing, victorious king who defeated death itself. Because he conquered the grave, you do not have to live in fear. If this fired you up today, click like and don't forget to follow Modern Man Mosaic for more. See you on the next one.